Hey, Goal Getter, I'm Angela.
And I'm Adam.
We help normal moms and dads chase after their big dreams,
In a modern online world,
all while in the midst of raising kids.
in what we call the family hustle.
Hey there, welcome back to the Family Hustle. Today I'm going to be sharing some post ideas because a lot of us, especially if you've been doing this for a while, or maybe you're just getting started, you should be consistently posting on social media. This could be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, any place that you want to create a conversation, you want to engage with an audience, but what are some things that you should be posting? And so I wanted to share these 12 post ideas to give you a jumping board. Now, one post a day, and then you might not want to post on Saturday and Sunday, or at least not something like a pillar piece of content. So this could really give you a full 2 weeks of content if you think about it. And so a lot of people like to plan a content calendar, use a planner so that they know ahead of time they can write a post or even create a video and then schedule it out. So this is actually going to save you time too. So I'm going to give you 12 different post ideas, and then you can create this content and that will give you posts for half of the month. So that's amazing. That's a great thing to start because today I'm recording this at the very beginning of February. Now I want to pause for a second and give a shout out to actually one of our personal team members that we get to coach. She actually earned a $15,000 bonus at the end of, this is March. She earned this bonus at the end of February, and this is a new month. This is March. So I want to give her a shout out to Darla, who earned a $15,000 bonus. If you want to learn more about being a part of our coaching community, you can email me at angela@grassfedmama.com. And I would love to share more with you. We actually have some VIP spots open right now. If you want to learn more about how you can work personally with us, about how to build an income online, use online strategies. Most of us just use our phone, nothing, too techie or anything like a computer. Doing a podcast, but I like recording videos and podcasts, obviously, to reach more people and help more people start making an income online. And so that's what this podcast is about. So let's jump in to the tips and the 12 post ideas. So the first thing that I think you should share this every single month is your story. And I know I've heard people say you should have like a big story, like your overarching story, and then you should have like mini stories. And so maybe your overarching story is like why you got started wanting to earn extra money online, but then a mini story maybe talking about your debt-free journey, or how why that's important to you, or maybe why family is important to you, and different things. You can have mini stories inside of a bigger arching story, but share your origin story, your why. Why did you get started? And you could share that once a month, and you can maybe add in like timeliness, like why is that important this month? So that's something that you can build on and edit and change every single month. But that's one post idea every single month. And that's great because you should be getting new followers every single month. So this is a way to introduce yourself to all these new people you're connecting with. The second idea is to teach something. So I'm teaching you something now, but you can teach something like how you make your kids eat more vegetables, or how you work in exercise as a busy mom, how you keep up with the laundry at home while you're working your side business. Like, what are some things like that that might be helpful to some of your followers? And so a lot of people that I connect with are busy moms. And so sharing busy mom tips, health tips, online social media tips, all of that would be something that you're learning. You can share, and you can just go live and say, hey, this is a tip that I learned. And I know that there's some people out there that would love to hear about this too. This is the 3 tips I learned. You could do it while you're learning, or something that you're an expert in. Like, you've been doing this, you've been making homemade bread for 10 years and you know the exact way to make it. You could share that too. So the next thing is a celebration. Now, I shared a celebration at the beginning of this podcast. I also shared that as a post on my wall. A celebration could be, something that maybe y'all were able to finish homework and with no tears. That could be a celebration if you're talking to other homeschool moms or moms that are in that sort of lifestyle. A weight loss celebration, any sort of celebration. Somebody on your team, if you're working with a team, a business goal, a weight loss goal, health goal, share something that is a celebration. And that's easy. Like I said, every single month, there's something to celebrate. And so that's something that you can share every single month. The next thing is an objection. Now, this would be if you're selling something and you hear the same objection from multiple people, make a post about that, because typically an objection is going to come up as you get closer to the sale. Common objections might be price. Maybe it takes too much time. Maybe they don't quite understand it. So there's some is this going to work for me kind of objection. And so you could make a video talking about objections. You should write a post talking about objections. But the number one way I've learned about overcoming objections is using a story of someone who had that same objection, how they overcame that objection, and how they still were able to get results that that person wants. So is it weight loss? Is it income goals? Is it, business tips? Is it, healthy tips? Is things like that? Any sort of objection, you can share a story. If it's your personal story, you can use feel, felt, found. That's one of the best tips I ever learned, was the feel, felt, found, overcoming objections. And that's how you can relate to somebody. And you can say, listen, I completely understand how you feel. I felt the same way, but I found that it was actually easier than I thought. It actually didn't take as much time. It actually didn't cost. It was more, I made my money back in a week. So it actually was an investment and I was able to double my money, and so you can think about feel, felt, found. So that's dealing with objections, but you can write a post about common objections that you hear. The next thing is sharing your vision. And this is like what you stand for, and if you're thinking about branding and things like that, about your 5 pillars, things that you stand for: family, faith, debt-free, being a healthy mom, and just having a healthy lifestyle to inspire your kids, but then also inspire others too. Think about what you stand for and share that vision. Why is that important to you? Why is that something that's, important to you to be known for? And just share that. And that's a post, a great post that you should do every single month. Like I said, a lot of these you can do every single month. An inspirational story kind of goes back to a celebration type post, but it could be somebody who overcame something. That goes for, we find inspiration in, hearing from people who had health struggles, who finally started feeling better and what they did. We also see it in whenever they are overcoming anxiety and things like that, and thinking that they were overcoming barriers that they had set themselves up for, and then they were able to overcome things. So thinking about a story that you can share, and this could also just be something that's helping you, a book that's helping you overcome something, an inspirational story, a personal story. So think about that. How you can share inspiration for your followers to show them that what they want, what they're working for, is worth it. The next thing is a case study. So this might be somebody who you're working with, a client, a team member, a follower who you've been able to share. This could be as simple as they grabbed your freebie and it helped them make sure that they had their pantry stocked with the right foods. And so they weren't, they were able to stay on track, but for a whole week without, cheating or whatever, because they grabbed your freebie. So this is something that you can share a case study as a simple win, or even big things like they lost 25 pounds over, 5 months. So think about a case study that you could share of somebody that you're personally working with, or somebody that is personally working with, and that would be a way to show a transformation, a way that you can help other people. Actually sharing a product. This is another post idea. Actually sharing a product that you use, why you use it, why you love it, how it's helping you. So actually promoting a product. And as you can see, we're all the way down to number 8. And this is the first time that I've mentioned a specific product. All the other, you could mention products and stories and different things like this, but this would be a specific promotion for a single product, probably with you. I always say lead with you because you're your brand, and then share how it's helping you, what it's helping you with, overcoming, maybe headaches or energy or cravings. How is this helping you? And then give them a call to action to reach out to you. So this is number 8, actual promotion of a product. Number 9 is ask me anything. Now, I like to do this. You can do this in stories because there's even like in Instagram stories, there's a little button that you can put on a little sticker in it. You can say, ask me anything, and then people can even ask you stuff, and then you can answer them. So this works really well if you want to connect with your followers and have them ask you things. You can turn these questions into blogs and podcasts if they're business related, if they're product related, if they're results related that you think, oh yeah, this is a good question. I would love to expand on this a little bit. So it could give you ideas for more posts. Isn't that amazing? But ask me anything. I've seen celebrities go live and do an ask me anything, but you can do it in the stickers and Instagram stories. And I really like that way. Okay. Number 10 is behind the scenes. Now, stories, Facebook, Instagram stories, these are behind the scenes basically. Now, a lot of people, want to do the face-to-face, teaching something on Instagram or something like that, but also use Instagram stories, Facebook stories to share behind the scenes. But you could take one of those story pictures or posts and turn it into an actual post and say, many people ask me what my office looks like. So here is a tour that I did in my stories. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. And here's a little tour so you can see what it looks like when I'm making my podcast. You could do like that, like behind the scenes, what it really looks like when I'm at the grocery store with my kids. And you could do an Instagram story and then turn that into a post. So it's a behind the scenes, because a lot of people would relate to that. Like, what does it really look like when a whole family goes out, to get groceries? An event recap, this would be really good if you travel to like a corporate event or something like that. And this could be like, I went to this event and there was so much goodness this was one panel that really stuck out to me. And I took these notes because I knew that this was something that y'all would learn, and this is my takeaway. And you could share your notes. You could do that as a live video. You could do that as a podcast. You could do that as a blog post. But you could also do it as a written post on Facebook or Instagram, like 5 tips I learned from this panel, from this event that I went to, and this leadership event or this mom conference that I went to. And so that's a really good way to show people after something like tangible that you could show that you learned from an event that you went to. The very last thing is interview. I love interviews. Podcasts obviously are a great way to interview people. If you were doing a podcast interview, I would use Zoom, that free app. I also loved to do dual Facebook Lives, but they took that away from us. So I did so many more interviews on Facebook Live whenever they had the dual broadcasting. But now I'm trying to figure out logistically how to do it. And so I'm thinking about like Zoom and then screen share it to Facebook, as I know a lot of people are doing it that way. But there's also things like Be Live. Anyway, so there's a lot of different ways to do interviews, but if you didn't want to, if you just wanted to capture it, you could record it on Zoom, save that, and then just upload it as a video. And it may not be a live interview on Facebook or Instagram or IGTV, but it could be an interview, and you could even break that into different posts as well, because you could say, hey, I'm going to be releasing this interview that I just did, but let me share this one quote with you. And you could share a quote from the interview that you did. So it's like, be looking for that. I'm going to release it on this date on my podcast. Like, you could refer people to check the full interview wherever you're going to put it. But that would be a really good way to like drip some tips, from your interview and get even more post out of that. But interviews are great because it kind of elevates you up as the interviewer, and then it shows like that you're a real person and like you're connecting with people too in your industry or maybe in other industries, and it gives them like they're going to share that interview, and so it exposes you to other people. So interviews are really, really great. So I hope that this helped you think of some ideas of some posts that you can think about for this month, so that you can think about, even if you just did these 12 posts, over the next 4 weeks, that would give you some really good content that you can repurpose, you can reshare, and so that you're not stuck, in content creation, like zone where you can't figure out what to make. Like, this gives you so many ideas and you can just jot them down as they come to you. I use a notes app in my phone, so I keep a whole running list of post ideas and stories and different things like that, live video ideas, podcast ideas, and so that way I always know what is something I can create.
Thanks for listening to The Family Hustle with Angela and Adam Parker. We appreciate you guys being here.
If you're listening, don't forget to take a screenshot and share it into your stories and tag us at Grassfed Mama.
Also, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your podcast player of choice. That helps other people find out about what we're doing, and it's the best thing you can do to help us grow the podcast.
Hey goal getter, are you ready to stop having to chase after people only to realize they aren't even interested in what you have to offer? You spend months trying to build rapport and get to know them, and then they never seem interested in buying. What if you could attract your ideal customer to you and have them reaching out for more information about your business and what you have to offer? If this sounds like something you want more info on how you can put into practice, join our Attraction Marketing Bootcamp, where we take 5 days to dig deep into discovering what your ideal customer wants and how you can be the most attractive to them through branding and developing a customer journey. Over the 5 days, you'll have worksheets and videos to guide you through this self-study. To learn more, head on over to grassfedmama.com/attraction marketing. And now back to the show.